This has been so long coming, but finally, welcome to our project vlog where I'm going to finish up the hand embroidered bag that I'm giving my sister-in-law as part of her bridal shower gift. Guys, it's finally the day. I am finishing this bag. I've been working on it since like one of my very first videos, if not my very first video. And it's done. It is, well, I've done a little bit of stitching to it to just like customize it for, I'm at her wedding date, I think. And then we're gonna get it all cleaned up. I'm gonna show you how I finalize it, and it'll be good to be shipped out. To be clear, it is just gonna be part of her bridal shower gift. It's gonna be like a bonus gift. I'm obviously gonna get something off the registry too, but I think she'll love it, and I certainly put a lot of effort into this bag, and I am excited to see it off. If you didn't see part one, I can link that here, but the cliff notes of it is that, I guess TLDR now, but what we used to say is cliff notes, is that I got a bag as a free gift with purchase with my wedding dress from Lovely Bride, and I took off the Lovely Bride logos and then added some custom embroidery to regift it to my sister-in-law. So if you want to see the first half of that project, then please click the link above. But otherwise, let's get to finalizing this thing. Okay, I know I've touched on this before, but as you can see, this bag is worn. I wish I had just bought a new bag, but here we are, so we're gonna make the best of it. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna do the wedding date here and then maybe some flowers around it, but let's get the wedding date down and then see how it goes. Okay, not centered. Let me go fix that and come back. Actually, I think I can cheat this by doing 05, 30, 26. Man, this water-soluble pen is coming to the end of its life, but it has just done me so well over the last 6 months of projects. This whole bag is stenciled, so that used so much ink, and it's still going strong here at the end. Actually, I'm just gonna run to Michael's and grab a new one, the exact same brand, exact same one, because it's been great. We are ready to stitch, but full disclosure, it's kind of like a hard setup because it's a bag, so I can't go in through the bottom, so we'll see how long you guys stay up top with this view, or if I'm just going to do check-in, show you a few stitches, but we can get started. I'm doing 522 by DCM, and again, I'm going to do 6-strand thread. This is my thickest needle. Honestly, it came in a pack, and I just do like small, medium, large, but it is the largest. Guys, I immediately knotted my thread. So if that ever happens to you, I just kind of wiggle it loose and then pull. Let's see. Ta-da! Okay. So a stitch length forward. Oh, okay, it'll be worth it because it'll look nice, but using all 6 strands is tricky to get it through. And then up through that loop. And a stitch length forward. I want to make sure that the 5 stays kind of roundy and not straight, so I'm going to do kind of smaller stitches here, I think, than I would if it was like a 1, to make sure that we keep that angle. I'm deciding whether oh shoot, which was the line here? Yes, it was this line. Whether I didn't pull that tight enough, but we'll see at the end. This is going kind of fast, so if I need to go back and change it, it's not a crisis. I rarely use 6-strand, but I used it for a napkin series that I can link above. And on one of them I used 6, and I really liked how it came out. That was for a reverse chain stitch that can be kind of like a wavy pattern that I thought was a really cute border. So it made me less afraid of the 6-strand. So I think I flipped the pattern here on accident as it went around, and by that I mean whether the loop is on this side of the thread as it pulls up, or the needle, or on this side. To make it consistent, all of these would be on the same side. So maybe it stayed the same, but sometimes it's tricky when your pattern goes upside down like a circle, to make sure that it stays looking like one stem and all in the same direction. This date has so many loops in it. Look how loopy this whole thing, every single one is so loopy. Which I got married on August 2nd, which is equally as loopy as May 30th, but so certainly no shade, but it's gonna test my skills a bit. And by skills I mean my very beginner ones. Okay, so I think I'm gonna come back. Maybe I'll go under it. So the question I'm trying to have here is, right, I need this to keep going up straight, but if I don't finish out this stitch before I go, it'll cut off this bottom. So I'm gonna come back through the bottom here to kind of finish out that stem. And then I'm just gonna come up again and move forward. Did that just undo it? It did undo it. Okay, so we'll run back down through here. Then I come up. I'm a little nervous for how loose this is looking. Maybe I should have gone with 4-strand. My husband and I are currently looking for a house, and I'm really excited when we get a house to have like a whole setup for filming and stitching, like having like a craft room, and then having this be kind of like more about having this be more of a permanent setup, ideally with like a good overhead light so that you get a little bit higher quality stitching videos. But for now, I very much appreciate, I did it again, okay. I very much appreciate you being here while the quality is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna come up on the, as long as I'm not through the same hole, it should be good. There we go, up on the outside. Oh, I'm gonna switch out my magnet. I'll do that later, but we went to Antarctica and I have a cute Ushuaia, which is the bottom of Argentina. It's where you take the boat from Argentina to, or at least we took the boat from Argentina to Antarctica. It has little penguins and stuff, so I'm going to switch out my needle minder magnet. I know there are cute ones you can buy on Etsy, but I like the idea of doing ones that doing ones that are from trips. There we go. That is the 5. It looks a little bit here. I forward right side to that a little bit shorter. I'm gonna finish the rest of them and then come back when I do my French knots. So I've finished all of the stem stitch here. I think it actually turned out really nice. I'm excited. But as you can see a little bit more from this angle of this lighting that wear on the actual canvas. So, lessons learned. But I added one French knot here, and I'm going to do the other one, and then that will finish out the lettering. I talked a little bit before about maybe adding more detail. I don't think I'm going to. I think it's kind of nice, just the date, and then I leave it at that. Here's my new needle minder, by the way, that I was talking about, the Ushuaia one. Look at those little penguins, the little glaciers, or like mountains. I like it. But yeah, I just use a magnet as my needle minder. This one's really cute. Okay, do my French knot. It's a little bit awkward with trying to film it, but so bear with me here. Eventually I will get a nice setup. We're coming up through the fabric. We're gonna loop it once and then just right back down through a hole next to where you came up, not the same hole. Pull, pull, pull. And there we have it. The date is now embroidered on the canvas. Let me show you the whole thing really quick. For the back, I've just been knotting the fabric through a sister stitch and then taking the tail and weaving it through a couple other stitches and then cutting it close to hide the end of that tail. That's what it looks like up close. I can't believe I am potentially done with this bag, other than finalizing it, done with the stitches at least. Let me show you the full thing right here. So this was what I thought was going to be the back, but now I think it's like the front has more detail and this one has the numbers, so they kind of even out. So here's, do a close-up on all of the flowers that I did. I think this kind of like wildflower look turned out really nice. We'll see how it cleans up. And then this is the other side, and as you'll see, it has like this pretty detailing. It has some more stuff. So one side has the numbers, has the wedding date, I should say, and the other side has more details. All of this should come off with water. We will see how that goes, but next step is going to be dunking this thing and trying to get all of these, what should be water-soluble paper and the what I know is water-soluble pen, to come off. And then we'll see what it looks like underneath and work on finalizing it. As you'll see, there's like pilling, there's some threads here I need to snip off, just because the original bag was a free gift with purchase from Lovely Bride, so it wasn't the highest quality. But I'm really happy with how it came out so far. So we will head to the sink and get started. I've got my bowl of warm water here. Usually I do this over the sink, but I wanted to show you. So let's start with what we just did, the letters. Not letters, numbers. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Came right off. I know it's going to get soaked, but I'm trying to kind of keep it from getting unnecessarily soaked, I guess. The back is going to be scary to do because there's just so much, but I'm going to keep going with some of these flowers. Okay, I think that is months old and it came off, so if you're wondering if you've waited too long to rinse your water-soluble stuff, it turns out there is no too long on this. Okay, this has this yellow stuff at the bottom. Let's see if I can get that off. That's from when I tried to do one of those chalk tracings down here. You use like a kind of piece of, like a piece of wax paper with chalk on it, and then trace on the back of it. It was from DMC, so I thought, is it DCM? DMC. So I thought it'd work out well, but that is staying a little bit yellow. We might need to figure that out at the end. Let me just work on all the water-soluble stuff, and then we'll... Even the paper, I learned this from when I did the napkins. I can link that, unless I've run out of link spots above. You give it a little bit of a rub and it works. Oh, this one, the ink did bleed into it, so it has like that coloring. Oh, it's really cute. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, stain remover and then drying, cleaning up the backing. We got this. I'm going to be using the OxyClean Max Force because I like it for clothes. Like, I have no idea if it's going to work on this, but let's just see. I think that might end up just being a dark purple flower. What happened there was I was using water-soluble tracing paper, this sticky water-soluble paper stabilizer. It worked, it erased well, but I used one day because I was not thinking, instead of using a pencil, I used a pen, and then the ink bled, and it was a bummer. So recommendation there is to use a pencil if you're going to use it. But otherwise, it's a fine product. It worked. Okay, I'm going to call it on this, get the rest of it cleaned up, and then if I need to spot shoot at the end, I can. So to dry it, my plan is just roll it up in the towel. seen girls do this on TikTok with sweaters, so I was like, that probably works. Okay, I'll come back when it's dry, then we'll do some cleanup. We are back and I'm ready to clean this thing up. It dried nicely. I think it's really cute. Let's get to work. My first step is just going to be using some packing tape. My husband got me this like very nice fuzzy blanket for Christmas a couple of years ago, but unfortunately it shed a good amount. Okay, I think that did something. If I'd waited for this to be 100% dry, it probably would have worked better. But I just wanted to get this done. I'm so excited. I feel like a waxing lady. Honestly, waxing lady strategy works great. Oh, let's get these seams. Don't want that to be unseemly. Seam pun for you there. Already looking better. So my next idea here would be to like cut any of the fluffs off. No, this is insane. We're not going to use the knife. What was I thinking? We're going to use our little, this is what we're going to go with. So, guys, it's still pretty yellow down here. That's a bummer. So because it's just like a pretty poorly constructed bag, I'm just going to snip any extra threads. This just got worn out at the top, but I don't think there's anything. I think it'll make it worse if I try to mess with it, but it hasn't stopped me before. No, it's like a loop. Yeah, that's just going to be a little worn. Okay, so originally I was going to cut this into strips. I thought it was like an iron-on. It says fusible interfacing. So I thought what you did was iron it on here to like cover up the stitches. But I don't think that's right, and I just don't want to, I'm worried about ruining it. It says it's great for shirts, collars, and buttonholes, which doesn't seem like what I'm looking to do. So I'll show you what the stitching looks like on the inside. It's not crazy. It's definitely like pretty well contained. I'm not jumping from flower to flower with like throwing a lot of places something could get caught. So I think I'm going to risk it and just kind of leave it as is like this on the inside. But we'll see. Maybe, years later when I've done more of these, I'll be like, I can't believe I didn't do the fusible interfacing. Or I will be like, thank goodness I didn't do the fusible interfacing. So I guess only time will tell once I learn more. But for now, I think I'm going to call it. This is the completed bag. Again, just like a bonus gift, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm very proud of it. Let me show you what it looks like on. Okay, obviously it's still winter and you probably saw my Christmas decorations in the last one, but just imagine it's spring because she's a bride. So like, okay, she's going to do like a little like, she's getting her nails done or something, wants a little like wedding bag, walking around. I think it's so cute. Done. Cute. She'll be able to use it, hopefully. I put a book in here to make it look like it's something, sturdy. There you have it, my embroidered bag for my sister-in-law for her wedding. I'm gonna get it all packed up with things from her registry and just some little treats and mail it off. But thank you so much for joining my project vlog and seeing me finally complete this beautiful bag. And there's the back one last time. Oh, she's gorgeous. I love her, and I hope my sister-in-law does as well. See you in the next one. Bye.